Hello, my friends. Okay, so this is a little planetary roundup for the week of July 12th through 18th, but really focusing on July 12th, 13th, and 14th when we have this big Venus-Mars conjunction. And this is for Pisces rising or Pisces sun, but I would say listen for Pisces rising if you can, but it doesn't matter. It's up to you. So Venus-Mars conjunction, what does this mean? Mars is the god of war, of strife, of separation, of will, of action, how you go and get things. And Venus is the goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, how we perceive and find pleasure in the world, values, possibly money. So them in Leo, this playful sign of outwardness, of shining, of wanting to provide your individual light to the greater world. It's a sense of bigness. This is like a coming together of opposites. So it's almost like a healing or synthesis of opposites, a synthesis of will and desire, a reconciliation or a compromise, or healing of opposites, blending of masculine, feminine, of yin and yang, of your call to action or how you get things and your desires, what you want. And with Leo, maybe taking the higher road, being the bigger person in this nice conjunction, in this coming together of opposites. And why do I say that it would be healing or compromising? Because what has been happening for everyone is that Mars has gone through some rough road, and Venus has gone through rough road since late June into the first week of July, when things were probably kicking up in your world, like that sixth house of healing, health, possibly hard work or service that you do in the world, not necessarily your job either. And also to do with small pets, animals, people who might work under us. So that realm of the sixth house stuff has been really kicked up with this Mars aggression, angry, possibly outbursts, fiery, lots of attention being put there. And Venus kind of came through last week to sort of heal that or soothe it. Now they're coming together to work together. This is very good, and it is very great for everyone. So this is a very good way of looking at things for that sixth house and those matters. It also could be healing what that Leo stuff was kicking up in the 12th. So that's your house of psyche, of deep psychological delving into your, why do you warehouse this stuff away from the world? Because we don't want to deal with it in the world. Like stuff, it has no place in the world. We're going to put it in the 12th. It's like a closet that you might have to clean out sometimes, or it's brought to your attention. So this Saturn and Uranus square that is ongoing this year, is ongoing next year, is happening in that 12th house of psyche, of deep stuff that you don't put anywhere else in the world. And the Uranus stuff is happening in your third, the house of local activities, day-to-day routines, friends in your neighborhood, siblings, neighbors. So day-to-day living, day-to-day communications or education, those areas have been kind of kicked up also, and they will continue to be. But the Mars stuff now in the 6th is like, at least these few days, is coming to a place of like, let's heal that wound of the stuff of the past like 2 weeks, because it's been off the charts, and now we're coming to a place of cohesion finally, of like a healing of opposites. Is there a way we can come together with compromise? This is very good. Okay, and you're saying, great, that's fine, but so what? It's important, I think, on a bigger level, because I think it's a turning point in the narrative for everyone, because what we've been dealing with in the past, I feel that everyone is on a bridge right now from one level to the next level, one life to the next life. How do I get here? I don't know. I'm stuck on this bridge in the middle, not really on either one fully. And I feel that this is because we're in the late stages of ending the eclipses of the Gemini-Sagittarius axis, where we just had one of the last bigger eclipses on that axis come through, and we're about to start eclipses happening in Taurus, Scorpio, starting, I think, November 18th. this is important on a bigger picture level, but this is important for this because I feel that Mars and Venus coming together right now are this key, this key in the turning point of the narrative, because the degree that they're at, which is like 19 degrees 45 minutes of Leo, actually sextiles exactly the degree of the last eclipse we had in Gemini, which was 19 degrees 46 minutes of Gemini. And eclipses take a river somewhere else. You're on the river and then you're going that way. It's the eclipse. And with these eclipses in Gemini and Sagittarius wrapping up, and those have been going on in your 4th house of home and family, living situation, and then 10th house of career, how people see you out in the world. And now we're going to be moving more into that 3rd house of siblings, neighbors, your neighborhood, your daily living, your daily education, stuff that happens routinely. That will be more in the focus because we will still have the Saturn-Uranus square that I talked about with that house, and with your 12th house of the psyche and the stuff we warehouse because we don't want to deal with it. All of that will be in play next year with these eclipses coming onto it to, like, you know, make it a lot more than it would normally be. So I would say that just piqued my interest when I saw, oh, weird. The Mars-Venus conjunction is exactly almost to the minute sextile the last eclipse that we had, and these eclipses are now closing out, and we're about to start getting the eclipses in the Taurus and Scorpio, which absolutely has to do with all of this because they're all fixed signs, and we're still in this fixed square with all the stuff that I just talked about. So I would see that this would be, things happening now might be a turning point, or maybe the key to figuring out the turning point of one life to the next life, one level to the new level. And I would also take something from June 10th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and just say, did anything happen then? Did I meet anyone then? Did I have a crazy dream then, etc.? That could sparkle this, shine this key a little bit more, because that's an exact sextile to that eclipse, and it makes me wonder. That's not a coincidence. That's like pretty big. So I would pay attention to what happened at that time in June 10th, 11th, what's happening right now, July 12th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and then what might be also showing up August 10th, 11th, because that's when the sun is going to come through the same Mars-Venus point and just add a little bit more spotlight to what is happening. So it's like shining that key even further. So it's like we're going to be going forward with this key, and the key will be changing as we go on, because then Mars will be going into Scorpio. We won't get into that now. But right now we have this Mars-Venus Leo moment that I really think it is a huge turning point in the narrative with this ongoing Saturn-Uranus square that we're going to be dealing with all next year, plus eclipses coming in on it. So I'm just telling everyone that pay attention to those dates that I just said, because your key is being sharpened. It's becoming, it's like if the key that you got from the person doesn't really work and you're like, it's kind of working, but it's like really stiff. These points might be sharpening it. Like you bring it back to the guy and say, the key is kind of blunt. Those points might be kind of taking it back to a locksmith and him going, okay, yeah, now it's good. And then we can go on with a sharper, more precise tool to access this changing turning point, the narrative going forward with the fixed energy into this fixed square that we're going to be dealing with the eclipses next year. So that's what I have for Pisces rising. And I think that's all. That is what I wanted to say. So thank you, and I will be back next week with more.